Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome to Aces of Thunder, a brand new VR flying game that just released a couple of days ago. And this game is by Gaijin Entertainment. Like I said, it is primarily a VR game and puts you in the cockpit of World War II and some World War I aircraft, which I definitely want to check out later. This game does have single player and multiplayer. The multiplayer battles are very similar to War Thunder, but the cool thing about this game is you buy it and you don't have to grind. That being said, one negative thing about that is there already is a day one DLC out for the game. So, yeah, not a great look there. If we bring up our little nifty screen, we can see our hands in VR. I am using the Pimax Crystal Super. More about that towards the end of the video. I have teamed up with Pimax once again. But anyway, we can see we have the Great Britain aircraft located here. So we have the Spitfire Mark V, the Typhoon, and the Firefly, which is pretty cool, along with the Mosquito. But there are two aircraft here, the Hurricane and the Spitfire Mark I, which we have to pay for separately. They are DLC. And I do not have the DLC, so we are not going to be flying those. But we can see all the nations up here. We have the United States, Germany, of course, the Soviet Union, and also the Empire of Japan. We can move around and actually get nice and close to the aircraft. Go out and touch it. Pretty nifty stuff. The game does run rather well. I will say that. Performance is pretty solid. Getting things bound up to my HOTAS was a giant pain, though. And that's something they really need to fix. Now, this is primarily a VR game, and they do support 2D screens. However, Track IR implementation is not in the game as of recording this. Anyway, today I figured we'd take out the A6M Zero. Why not? How often do you get to fly a Zero in VR? So we are going to hop into the Zero and see what we can do. We are going to join an online battle. Now, the population in this game isn't too great, so it's kind of hit or miss if we'll be up against players or bots. The trend I've kind of seen is the battles start against players and slowly devolve, and you start facing more and more bots as the match goes on, but that is fine. The World War I aircraft, we have the Fokker DR1, and you can just see the size difference between the DR1 and even something like the Zero. And then we also have the Sopwith Camel and the Spad 13. Okay, anyway, we are going to go to battle as the Empire of Japan. I will see you all in that Zero's cockpit. Okay, here we go. We are actually on Japanese aircraft carrier. We got a 25mm cannon mount off to our left, which is pretty cool. Can I walk around the carrier? I don't think I can, unfortunately. This is Midway. Now, as you can see, the aircraft here are not accurate for Midway, but one thing Aces of Thunder does, opposed to like War Thunder, is we will be going up against the Americans. So you won't be flying a Zero over Stalingrad, for example, which is a gripe I kind of have with a lot of popular War Thunder game modes. Anyway, oh, looks like someone just spawned there on the end of the flat top. Now, you see we have different ammo types and all of that good stuff. Tracers? Yeah, I'll take tracers. Why the heck not? Stealth ammo. I don't know what that is. Ground targets, tracers. We'll just take universal. And then tracers for our Type 97 machine guns. And yeah, we're going to take out a Zero first. If we die, we can take out the Key 61, another pretty nifty aircraft. Okay, and we are going to go to battle, and we are in the A6M Zero's cockpit here. And one thing that is kind of frustrating about this game is you still have your VR hands, despite the fact I have my HOTAS, so I never know where to put my controllers. I'm just going to put them on the ground. There needs to be a way to kind of disable that. To just disable the VR controllers altogether. Okay, we're on the carrier. Let's start giving it some juice and start taking off. Now, you just saw that aircraft in front of us. The game will tell you if someone's friendly if you are close enough, so kind of nice. And we are airborne. Okay, flaps up, gear up. Take a look at our kneeboard here. We just need to fly north and engage enemy targets. I'm gonna hang out with this guy off to my 12 o'clock. Let's bring the throttle back. Flight controls are simplified in this game. Well, I should specify engine management is. Now, we can control mixture and stuff independently, although I haven't figured out how to really toggle that. So we are operating with auto mixture and auto radiators. But that is something you can disable, I believe. Couldn't get it to work, but here we are. Pretty cool looking cockpit. Always loved the Zero's cockpit. And it looks like a pretty cloudless day over Midway Atoll. Okay, objectives: help the landing force, help the ground forces capture the airfield, destroy American ships. And we already have a whole bunch of tracer going off to 1 o'clock there. Now, one benefit of playing in VR with something like the Crystal is it is actually a whole lot easier to aim, I have found. And some tracers just ripping past us. But yeah, flying in VR is always fun. And definitely something I need to do more of. And with the simplified controls and a HOTAS, I guess you don't have to worry about fumbling around trying to find the right buttons and stuff. So that is one benefit to those controls. Okay, I already have a whole ton of aircraft off to 1 o'clock. It looks like they are dogfighting. Let's throttle up. And we have 1,400 rounds of machine gun ammunition and 200 rounds of cannon ammo. Cannon ammo in the Zero is pretty limited, so we want to be conscious of that going into this fight here. You can see the airfield on Midway off to 3 o'clock, looking good. And let's see if we can become an ace in a single flight. Man, that dogfight's big. We're gonna bide our time though a little bit. Climb up, see if I can just pick off some stragglers. It's almost going down in flames. Okay. Here we go. Kicking our Zero over. Look at that. There's a big aircraft, 12 o'clock. Now, the Americans in their plane lineup have the P-47 Thunderbolt, and I think that's a P-47. Right in my sights. Oh, there's one that just came by, and there's a Mustang that just flew by me. We're in one hell of a furball. Okay, following him in. Hello, buddy. There we go, ripped off his tail. See ya. Okay. Check our 6 o'clock. We're clear. I have a Mustang here. Or actually, that's a P-63. Another aircraft in the American lineup. Let's go after him. Okay, good burst. Another good burst. Okay, breaking off. Avoid that cannon. Zeros, hello, friends. Okay, there's a P-63 we hit. He's still flying about. I would like to finish our kill here. Okay, we're on him. Just shoot MGs. Okay, jeez. Okay, up and over. And dogfights in this are pretty damn fun. Okay, I have another American aircraft. Might be a Helldiver, actually. We're on a 6. Closing in on him. He's actually trying to shoot at one of our guys. Okay, lost the Helldiver. Going back in on this. There we go. Finally busted a wing off. See you later. Alright, let's disengage. Extend from this fight a little bit. I have a whole lot off to 9 o'clock. Seeing the tracer rounds from all those ships is pretty impressive. I have lots of contacts up high. 6 looks clear. Definitely flying in VR. It makes it a little more difficult to check your 6 o'clock. Okay. What do we got? What are we working with? That looks like a silver plane. Is that a Mustang? I think it is. Yep, sure is. I should have pulled the trigger. But we're on him. He's on one of our guys. Hit him with MG. There we go. He's leaking fuel. Come here. There we go. Big cannon hit. Victory number 3. And they bailed out. Okay, cool. Kicking it around. I think I have another American aircraft low here. Yeah. Helldiver. Going after one of our ships. Can't have that. We're on them. No, P-47. Hit. Another hit. Tore off his wing. See ya. Another P-47 Thunderbolt. There we go. Multiple hits with cannons. I think they're in. Okay, I have a Mustang up high. And we are just single-handedly obliterating the American Air Force. Alright. Diving in on that P-51. He's zooming up. Ripped his tail off. I think the Mustangs may actually be P-51Bs. Maybe Cs. Doesn't look like they actually have the bubble canopy, which is interesting. Okay, ammo. We are running low on ammo. Engine is starting to get a little toasty as well. Okay, let's go check in. Let's extend here. Let's check in on all this nonsense. We don't control these objectives yet. See some American ships down there. Yeah, let's head over to the fleet, see what's going on. Looks like someone's trying to attack one of our ships. My 6 o'clock's clear. And if we wanted to rearm, we could actually land at the carrier and do that. Okay. Friendly. I think there's a landing in progress. I don't know. As someone who doesn't play a lot of War Thunder, they didn't really explain the objectives. They're just like, help your naval forces and stuff. Help these guys seize the airfield. I don't see a whole lot of friendly assets. Maybe there's some tanks down there. Moving across, hard to tell. I have 28 rounds of cannon ammunition. We should make them count, huh? Okay. There's something down there shooting at me. Well, anti-aircraft emplacements. May try to strafe some of those here momentarily. We got a couple of aircraft off to 12 o'clock, though. Let's see what's going on. What are these guys? This is another P-47. Throttle back, swing around. I don't think he saw me. It's heading right into the sun, though, which makes this difficult. Oh, I just saw a little blue icon there. Looks like those are ground troops on the beach. Okay, check my 6. Whoa, shit. We're being shot at. We're burning. Okay, heading back to the flat top. Oh, we're not burning. Regardless, we're gonna head back to the carrier. Try to land. And we are flying really freaking low. This looks nuts. In VR. That's an American ship. What's up, fellas? Okay, we need to find those flat tops. Be interesting to do some bombing. There's our carriers. Okay, I think my 6 is clear. Whoa, whoa, I say that, I've just died. Hey, we did pretty good for ourselves, and this is another annoying thing. I gotta find my controllers off the floor to actually select another plane. Okay, so we lost our 0. 0's dead. There's still a good amount of time. I guess we can take out the Key 61. Yeah, why not? Yes, or we could try dive bombing. Yeah, you know what? Let's fly the Key 61. Okay, and we start in the air. I was wondering, I was like, are we going to start on the carrier in a Key 61? But no, we are automatically just placed in the air, which is kind of nice. Okay. This thing's a little, I don't know, in some ways it feels roomier, in other ways it's not. Interesting cockpit layout. I love the slanted dash. Feels modern. Okay. Let's start climbing up. And we'll do some damage here. Now, you may have noticed the game is limited to the first person. We can't get any cool external views or anything like that, which is fine, but that's something you should know. And it looks like we may be losing. Hard to tell. We'll try to do some strafing, see if we can aid our ground forces at all. Actually play the objective, you know? Okay, we are closing in on the island. That carrier's kind of spazzing out down there. I don't know if you folks can see that. What is it doing? Okay. That's immersive. Anywho, closing in on the island itself. Got a lot of ships. I probably should have chosen the dive bomber. Try to hit one of those ships. But we'll do some strafing here. Looking for anti-aircraft guns and stuff like that. Alright. Let's go in. What do we got? I think it's some anti-aircraft fire. Throttle back. Oh, look. Right off the nose. I think these emplacements are bad guys. Okay. Hit one of them. Throttle up. Hello, Midway. Those little guard towers are shooting as well. Oh, no. Are these our destroyers? Yeah, things aren't looking too good for the Empire right now. Lost a couple of destroyers. Alright. Moving back in. Let's go after one of those guard posts. We saw that shooting. Let's go after this one right here. Picking the rudder over. There we go. Hits. Trying to assist. Looks like we have more guns down there. Alright, throttle up and start zooming up. Friendly Japanese destroyer on the coast. Look at all of our friendly assets down there on the beach getting just slaughtered. Alright. Have an anti-aircraft gun right here shooting at us. Diving in on it. Looking good. There we go. I think we blew it up. There we go. Unfortunately, our ammo is very limited. Don't want to expend too much of it here. We have a wounded aircraft off the 3 o'clock. Let me check this guy out, see what he's doing. Make sure it's not an American. Have another aircraft streaming fuel overhead. That's Japanese. Oh, hello. Ouch. You can see the parachute. The guy tried to hop out. Not in time. Okay, more anti-aircraft guns. Going after this one here. Come on. Okay, throttle back up. Do we have this point yet? No, I don't think so. Seeing these destroyers move around is kind of neat, though. Some Liberty cargo ships right underneath us. Okay. Next target. I want to strafe this guy, this anti-aircraft gun. And there we go. I think the round's over. And that's another one of my gripes. The rounds kind of just abruptly end. You have no warning that they're about to end or anything like that, but that's okay. Overall, Aces of Thunder is an interesting game. Do I see this one having a long lifespan? Probably not, if I'm being honest. It reminds me a lot of a game that was released a couple of years back, Star Wars Squadrons. I just get this very similar vibes. You know, you hop into a round, you play it for 15 minutes. There is some single player content, but it gets rather stale after a little while. There will be a handful of aircraft released. I'm not sure how far Gaijin is going to support this. We will see though. And let me know if you want to see more Aces of Thunder content in the future. One thing I really need to do is work out my recording setup. My mic has trouble picking up my voice whenever it's a little far away. So something I need to work on in the future. Anyway, I do want to also mention that Pimax did team up with me in this video. I do have codes available if you do end up wanting a Pimax headset. So if you're interested in that, check out those links in the description below. Anyway, folks, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know if you've checked out Aces of Thunder for yourselves, if you're even interested in it. I'm curious what War Thunder players think about the game. I mean, I was more interested in trying this than War Thunder itself because it's a one-time purchase and you get most of the aircraft right off the bat. There isn't a whole lot of grinding, which is one reason I just can't get into War Thunder these days. But let me know what you all think down below. Anyway, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.